What's up, y'all?
Come get this commentary.
The mess on these streets. I'm about to start the club up. Let me see who's here. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Kiva of Come Get This Commentary. And when I tell you this next video tickled your girl's spirit, the young man, I guess he saw a come up, he like, I'm gonna say that police brutality, it's rampant, it's still happening, and today's my day to get paid. And so he hires a lawyer, and he is beat up. You're gonna see this man beat up, but you also gonna see the Detroit police come with them receipts, hunty, the receipts, and debunk immediately his alleged assault by the Detroit police. So let's get into the video and let's talk about it.
My pain like a 10, like a 9 or 10.
Samuel McCray says Detroit police officers did this.
Just picked me up off the ground, slammed me.
McCray and his attorney, Maurice Davis, told Fox 2 Thursday it happened 2 days before at this gas station at Telegraph and 7 Mile. Cops called there for a fight between McCray and another guy. But the attorney says that fight did not cause the injuries.
But none of the scars that you see were from any other individual attacking him. Everything that you see visibly on his face comes as a result of what the officers did to him.
Our officers did nothing wrong in this instance. Absolutely nothing wrong.
And in this case, Chief James White came with receipts. Start with this one, a still image from officer body-worn cameras that show how McCray's face looked right when officers arrived.
The moment the officers arrived, you can see that the complainant has already been assaulted.
For 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes, and violently assaulted.
A sample of that fight here, even a kick to the face by McCray's sister's boyfriend. The chief says McCray antagonizes on and off for about 10 minutes before officers are called.
So when the officers arrive, they are witnessing an assault. That's an arrestable offense, right? That's at the very least, it's an A and B in the officer's presence, which they can arrest for immediately.
And that right there is why Chief says they attempted to cuff McCray, even calling this a textbook arrest, lowering him to the ground as he actively resisted, then again on his stomach, but his face doesn't hit the ground. Chief says doesn't quite match the dramatic body slam McCray and his attorney described.
For an attorney to use this circumstance and to try to capitalize on the emotions of a community, it's just improper. I think it's shameful. I really do.
No one ended up getting charged here. Now that attorney, Maurice Davis, says he never saw this video and he hasn't formally filed suit. It'll be interesting to see if he ends up filing after the video we just showed you. Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
I'm always tickled at the come up. We gonna get us a hookup. We need a hookup. Okay, the pandemic is over. You're not getting that extra $600 a month or every 2 weeks. How do unemployment fall? Every 2 weeks, that extra $600 they were giving. The check behind check. Okay, you got to get out and earn your keep. Okay, them refund checks, they was decent, but they wasn't popping. So your baby mama, she didn't really be able to break you off so you could go re-up, so you could get in the studio. So you like, this is my time. This is my time to shine. They said they was whooping on him for 10 minutes before they even got there. Child. Oh, God. For the love of money. But I always thought when you hired a lawyer, they had a little bit more evidence than just the client's word. Like perhaps he filed a police report. I don't know. But it is interesting. I do want to know how he's going to proceed now that he's seen the video, because he almost looks stupid. But if he didn't see the video and all he took was the young man's word, that's stupid in itself. Because yes, quotes on victims first, but you need the evidence, because now both of y'all look stupid. And I wouldn't be shocked if we look up and the Detroit police charge that young man for lying. Okay. But either way it go, that was he's not getting a come up. He will not be in the studio. They will not make it big behind this. Okay. You're the laughing stock. Okay. You got beat up. Okay. And you gotta take it on the chin. You didn't take it on the chin. You ran and got you a lawyer. And the lawyer gonna have to take it across his comrades, his workers, like, dog, this you? This you?
SHAQ, posted on his social media. Well, actually, I saw it on his Twitter, but then his fan page had posted it. So his Twitter just showed him in the hospital, saying he was watching a show or something. His fan page posted he underwent hip surgery, and people were accusing him of actually hiding because he's in some type of a lawsuit with some cryptocurrency type of thing. Honey, that crypto be getting people, okay? It says SHAQ was one of the biggest promoters of the crypto exchange. With the crash and eventual debt on FTX, SHAQ was sued for promoting the exchange and persuading customers to use FTX as their exchange platform. However, attorneys who sued SHAQ couldn't hand him over the papers because of his unavailability. So after Forbes reviewed these emails and published a report, O'Neal was thought to have just been hiding in his 76,000 square feet mansion to protect himself from the lawsuit. However, there is now a possibility that O'Neal may have just gone under hip surgery and was unavailable. Okay, so it's getting out there that he's had surgery, though SHAQ hasn't said it, but a fan page of his did. So we shall see. But nonetheless, this is a brilliant alibi, the article states. Not only will he be able to defend himself, but also justify being unable to respond to reports and accusations if the surgery is true. With that being said, if he's had surgery, we're all hoping it's a success. In all fairness, this isn't SHAQ's first rodeo. He has survived a few surgeries during his career. His big toe had surgery. He had his knees, a thumb. So he's been about these surgeries. So let me know down in the comments. Do you think he really had hip surgery, or is it something else? Is he faking? Is this just a show? Nonetheless, I like SHAQ. I really hate that he's involved with this lawsuit, scamming and things of that nature. Remember, you're guilty until proven innocent. Allegedly, you're innocent until proven guilty. So we shall see how it go. Let me know down in the comments.
So I know this has been out a minute, but I still want to get my thoughts on it. And if you haven't seen it, well, here you go. She got sentenced to 4 or 5 years in prison. They claim that they said she premeditated trying to kill her husband, who has over 30 different charges of assault, okay, on children, okay? And she snapped. She lost it. She had one of her trusted parents, their children, told her what happened, and she started just losing it. And she did reach out to a friend and say, I'm going to off him and off myself. And she went there to confront. Like, this whole story is tragic. Nobody wins here. I guess in one sense, having 4 years and not the rest of her life is good, because she's still young enough to get out and create a new life for her. But tell me your thoughts down below. Do you feel that she should have got any jail time for what she did? Or do you feel she should not have? Like, they should let her go. They are trying to petition to let her go. But let's get into it and comment below.
Hi. How are you? Bruce LaShan.
The judge says Shantari Weems took the law into her own hands. But she says she snapped, and some supporters see her as a kind of avenging angel, seeking justice for horrible crimes against children.
I was emotional.
Her backers were stunned last month when a judge slapped the 50-year-old with a 4-year sentence, twice what even prosecutors recommended in a plea deal.
Despite my surroundings, I'm doing okay. I have a lot of supporters and people who uplift me and help me survive.
Prosecutors have charged her husband, James Weems, with 33 counts of rape and child sex crimes. He's awaiting trial, and his lawyer is declining to comment.
Don't let them sweep this under the rug. The man is still alive. And
right from the start, the internet was filled with support for Weems under the hashtag #FreeShantari. She shot her husband, a retired cop, twice in his room at what was then D.C.'s Mandarin Oriental Hotel, where he was staying while providing security at the Urban League convention. The judge said her attack on her husband was premeditated, not spontaneous, that police had told her days earlier that they were investigating him, and they'd shut down her little kid's castle in Baltimore County while they looked into the allegations of child sexual abuse.
The only person I had to find out information from was my husband. And he kept saying he didn't do it.
And you believed him?
I did believe him.
But then, she says, the mother of one of the children, a child she'd loved and cared for years, said they had to talk.
I saw the pain in her face, and I knew that she was not lying. She finally said it was my husband.
You think about that child all the time?
All the time. I think about all the children all the time.
You felt this complete betrayal of trust?
I was totally broken. I felt like the blood had just drained out of my body because, again, this is my husband. I trusted him fully. He was supposed to help me protect these children. He always told me he was my protector. So when I heard this, I just felt like my world had just ended.
She took her first drink in 20 years, and according to prosecutors, texted her business partner, "I'm going to kill him and then myself." She drove to the hotel and angrily confronted him.
I snapped. I'm not a violent person. I was totally broken. I felt like the blood had just drained out of my body.
At first, Shantari Weems says, she did not believe the allegations that her husband, a former cop, had abused children at her daycare, Little Kids Castle.
We were both supposed to be on this crusade of saving children, and child molestation is something that we talked about all the time.
About how horrible it was.
How horrible it was, yes.
But then, the mother of one of the children, a child she had loved and cared for like her own, told her what the little one had told the police.
I saw the pain in her face, and I knew that she was not lying.
She had her first drink in 20 years. Prosecutors say she texted her business partner and friend, "I'm going to kill him, and then myself."
I really think that's what gave the premeditation. Her texting and telling what she was going to do, it does look like she planned it, but I still don't think it was premeditated in the sense of serial killer premeditation. But I understand the law is the law.
And then she drove to D.C.'s then Mandarin Oriental Hotel, where James Weems was working security at a conference, and she confronted him.
The situation was kind of like a fire. He was fuel, I was fuel. We poured that fuel in the fire and it just blew up. We got to arguing, fussing, and one thing led to another.
How could you bring yourself to pull the trigger on your own husband?
I snapped. I'm not a violent person.
The first shot was in the neck.
Yes.
And then you shot him in the leg.
Yes.
So you had to think about it between those two shots, right?
No.
You didn't think about it.
No.
The judge made a lot of this issue. He suggested that you were out to intentionally maim and cause long-term pain to your husband.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you meant to do?
No.
You thought about killing yourself?
I did. I feel I let my family down. I feel I let my families, those kids down. I do. I think I just trusted the wrong person.
You said at the hearing that you were sorry.
I regret it.
Would you go so far as to apologize to your husband?
I would apologize to him when he apologized to those children.
Weems filed for divorce late last month. She has been cooperating with investigators who have charged her husband with molesting 4 different children, boys and girls, 9, 10, and 11 years old.
I think about all the children all the time.
And she hopes when she gets out of prison in about 4 years to start a non-profit to fight child abuse.
And I'm definitely going to make a great batch of lemonade from these lemons that I've been dealt.
Weems's lawyer has just filed a motion asking the judge to reconsider her 4-year sentence. At the D.C. Department of Corrections, Bruce LaShan, WUSA 9.
Well, I'm hoping she can get an appeal. I'm hoping she does not have to do those 4 years, but at the end of the day, the law is the law. A crime is a crime. But I feel like the circumstances in which it happened should have been taken into consideration. But let's move on to the next story about these eye drops and people getting their eyeballs surgically removed. Y'all, I live by eye drops, okay? But they have these contaminated eye drops. When they said they had to have their eyeballs surgically removed, I wanted to fall out on the floor and die. That's 68 people across 16 states that have been infected. And I don't use that brand, thankfully. But now I'm nervous at the brand that I do use. Comment below if you use eye drops because you have to. The thought of going blind because you're using a product that is made for your eyeballs to help you see, to help you have tears, to lubricate the eyeballs. I'm horrified. And I keep double checking my own eye drops and they're a totally different brand, but I am on like high alert. So double check your medicine cabinets. Tell your friends, share this out, screenshot it, post it on your social media. I can't even express. Like, I keep looking at my bottle, and my bottle is by Refresh. It is absolutely not this brand. But let's get into Jonathan Majors and talk about him. From Oscar nominee to alleged neck strangler. This is a mess. I really hope the allegations aren't true, but let's get into what's being said.
Jonathan Majors arrested in Manhattan on charges related to domestic violence. Police took Majors into custody this morning at an apartment in Chelsea. They say a 30-year-old woman inside the home had called 911. She has what are being described as minor head and neck injuries. Majors is charged with strangulation, assault, and harassment. A representative says Majors has, quote, done nothing wrong, and adds, we look forward to clearing his name and clearing this up.
So, in the midst of me recording the other video, I see this come through. And I've been out running errands, and I'm probably late to this, but I got to update the story. His legal team says, slow down, social media law firms, okay? The public has already judged this man, calling him a monster. Listen, he ain't even been to court. He ain't even convicted, right? Jonathan Major's legal team aims to have assault charges dropped after providing video evidence to New York DA. The Creed 3-star says, "We have a counterattack on the recent domestic abuse charges." Slow your roll, Twitter, because you know they dragging him for filth. As Radar previously reported, Majors was arrested. He did end up getting let go in New York after the cops were called to handle a domestic dispute involving the actor and the 30-year-old woman. The Marvel star immediately, I'm sure, hired a New York criminal defense attorney, Prior Chaudhry, a day after he was taken into custody. He said, "We're not going to let this sit 1 minute, okay?" And I think at the end of the day, if you have the money to defend yourself, if you're truly innocent, because look, liars defend themselves too, okay? So either way, hire a lawyer and get shit moving. Now the lawyer is attempting to clear his name, okay? She's also defended one of the Real Housewives women, okay? The lawyer is attempting to clear his name of any wrongdoing, claiming that the defense has video evidence that proves he is guilty. This evidence includes video footage from the vehicle where the episode took place, witness testimony from the driver and others who saw and heard the episode, and mostly important, 2 written statements from the woman recanting these allegations. Chaudhry wrote in a statement following the actor's arrest, "All evidence proves that Mr. Majors is entirely innocent and did not assault her whatsoever." According to the police, the currently unnamed victim sustained minor injuries to her head and neck before allegedly being taken to the hospital. Major's legal team suggests that the actor is probably the victim of the altercation with the woman he knows. I have to look up that word and I'll put the definition up. Probably. Not sure what that means because that V is throwing me off. Chaudhry calls the incident an emotional crisis originating from the woman involved in the case. Chaudhry said the New York PD is required to make an arrest in these situations, and this is the only reason Majors was arrested. So being arrested is just part of the process. However, they are here to prove his innocence, okay? And good for him. I firmly stand on, if a man is being lied on for abuse, assault, speak up, do your best to prove your case, and it's just what it is publicly. We see things and we get biased. We immediately hate the man and we immediately believe the victim. And unfortunately, there was a time back in the day, long before the Me Too movement, because that got abused by so many women that it almost made women who were truly assaulted not believable, right? But long before that, if a victim said something happened to them, it happened. Now you have to, I got to speak up. I don't care what this looks like. That's not true. So nonetheless, if he's actually innocent, congratulations to him. And I hope him the best. And I hope that lady gets some help that she needs, or maybe she just is bitter. Who knows? But if he's guilty and he truly did assault that woman, okay, he needs to be handled accordingly. Throw that butt in jail, okay, and give him the time that he needs, okay? So we're just going to have to see how this play out. Hopefully that video will hit the interwebs soon so we can see what it is. All right, let me know what y'all think. Is he innocent? Do you feel he's guilty? And in the midst of that, he's already had an army ad, as a matter of fact, pulled. Even before he's went to trial and been tried, they stated that they have to pull the ad simply because the charges are concerning and they're going to wait until they know the outcome. Now, this is sad. They have a baby back here
in the U.S. They went on a trip. They got kidnapped. Several articles I read stated that they were warned not to go, or the family had reservations and was hoping they would change their mind. They went anyway. And, you know, some people, they just step out on faith. Like, we got to live our life. I just feel for me and my household, I'm not going anywhere outside of the U.S. I'm a barely travel the U.S. with everything going on, but definitely not to Haiti with its gang violence, war-torn. I would have never picked Haiti, but people travel to different parts for their own reasons. So a GoFundMe has been set up, but let's get into what is being said.
This morning, a Florida family desperate for answers in the disappearance of Americans Gene Dickens Toussaint and his wife Abigail, allegedly being held for ransom in Haiti. The couple flying from Fort Lauderdale to Port-au-Prince last Saturday. At about 9 a.m., Abigail sent this text to a family group chat with photos from the plane, writing, "We landed safely."
Abby's father had texted back, and there was no update.
What happens next is not clear, but the family was told the couple left Port-au-Prince on a bus with a family friend. The bus then getting pulled over, the family says, by a local gang.
They asked for the Americans on the bus to get off and their escort.
The family says the kidnappers demanded a ransom of $6,000 for the couple's release. But after the family wired the money, they demanded more, $200,000 more. Money the family say they don't have.
What a terrifying and heartbreaking position to be in. If we, from watching the news and how terrorists do, they almost tell you don't ever pay the ransom, right? Because typically you pay the ransom and they say, oh, well, they could get this dollar amount, they surely can get this. We know they have it. And they're not thinking that people donated money, or even if it was in their savings, that might have been all they had. And sometimes ransoms, it doesn't matter. You pay what you want to pay. The person is already dead, or they're already planning to kill them. Okay, and it doesn't matter. I pray to never, ever be in this position. This is just heartbreaking all the way around. I can't even imagine what this family is going through, or the couple.
The family now working with the FBI and the U.S. Embassy in Haiti to try and get answers and to get the couple home. The State Department telling ABC News, "We are aware of reports of 2 U.S. citizens missing in Haiti," adding, "We work closely with local authorities as they carry out their search efforts." The family says they had been apprehensive about the trip amid the political unrest and gang violence in Haiti. The couple's 1-year-old son did not make the trip with his parents and is now with family in the U.S. Gene's niece and his sister praying for their safe return.
We just miss them. We miss them. We love them. We want them home.
It's been a week now since the couple went missing, and you probably remember back in 2021, those 17 American missionaries who were also kidnapped by a gang in Haiti. They eventually got free. The Toussaint's family are praying that they can get them home safely. Patrick Reevell, ABC News, London.
Definitely going to keep this family in our prayers. I really hope this has a good outcome. It's as if the foreign countries have just up the ante on targeting traveling Americans in foreign countries. Just, we're kidnapping them. We're taking their money. We're killing them. I don't understand. Like, I don't remember this happening many, many years ago. Do you remember this happening? It's like this just kind of started within the last year or so. Like, I have not heard in 2020, 2019, 8, 7, 16, 2015. I don't remember this happening. Yes, Americans have been kidnapped. Some of them going over there for volunteer work and things of that nature. I'm talking about just regular tourists visiting, just being snatched up and coming to. I don't remember this happening. But again, they have a GoFundMe. If you can go to it, put a signature on it, show your support, please do so. Okay, let's get to our next topic.
The formula shortage that we have been experiencing in the U.S. has continued, and it looks like it's getting worse. There was a recent analysis by a data analytics firm called Data Assembly. They work a lot with retailers and grocers, and they found that nearly 40% of popular baby formula brands were sold out. So this has obviously been a challenging time for parents with infants. A lot of the factors that are contributing to this baby formula shortage we've seen in other parts of the retail and grocery industry. Inflation is obviously having an impact. We're also seeing the effects of issues with the supply chain. What's also making this particular situation more difficult is one of the major manufacturers of baby formula, Abbott Nutrition, recently issued a recall on several of their products, and one of their plants shut down following an investigation by the Food and Drug Administration. So that has really had an extra challenging impact on parents' ability to get baby formula. According to Data Assembly, there are a handful of states that are getting hit hardest by this baby formula shortage compared to the rest of the country. Among some of the states that they cite, Tennessee, Texas, Missouri, North and South Dakota, and Iowa. Also some bigger metro areas like San Antonio and Memphis. Right now, it's not looking like there's a clear end in sight for this shortage, which again is something that is frustrating for parents, trying to just scramble and go to different stores and find out where can I find baby formula. The Food and Drug Administration has talked about stepping up efforts to try to get more baby formula into stores as quickly as possible. A lot of the companies that make baby formula say they're working around the clock to increase supply and make it more readily available. But for right now, it looks like it's not going to get any better anytime soon. And it's very challenging because you might have to make multiple trips to various stores to find the formula you need. Every child has a unique set of needs, and so there might be a certain brand of baby formula that a parent relies on, and that's not available. I think the first thing parents should consider is talking to their pediatrician, coming together with an idea of what they can do. If there's a specific type of baby formula that your child requires, what are some of the alternatives, and working with your pediatrician on that. There are also donation banks where parents can go and find safe and pasteurized breast milk if they are having a problem finding formula. Those are probably the two most important things to do.
You would think by now, after a year, we would have seen some major changes, but it's not. Another company put out a formula recall. The bacteria that causes your baby's intestines to rot has been found in yet more formula. And it's still hard to find formula, especially the specialty formulas and just formula in general. If you are on WIC across the United States, there is a problem still supplying people with WIC, and they are actually going to have some type of meeting where they're going to try to figure out who to place the blame on and who they need to sue as to why we haven't seen any resolve. All I can tell you, ladies and families, to the best of your ability, seek some lactation support. And even if you don't want to latch your baby, get that pump and learn how to pump correctly so that you can produce enough milk while we go through this. And hopefully, if you're breastfeeding, you decide to stick it out. But at the end of the day, how you feed your baby is your decision. But I hate that this is still going on.
Hey there, Stuart. Well, the House Oversight Committee wants to talk to a man named Frank Giannis. He's a former FDI official. He was overseeing this baby formula crisis when it first erupted last year, and he surprised a lot of people when he resigned from the FDA just earlier this year. Now, this is coming as the FDA has already announced plans to reorganize the food division. They say they want to streamline leadership, but GOP lawmakers say that's really not enough action to take in the wake of this crisis. They wrote in a letter, Representatives James Comer and Lisa McClain, they said, quote, the committee is concerned that the FDA's restructuring is a superficial attempt rather than a real effort to bring accountability and make meaningful changes. And now, Stuart, we're hearing that shortages are continuing. We're here at this pharmacy in Fords, New Jersey. Take a look at this supply of baby formula. The pharmacist here says all of this will last probably just today. He thinks demand is growing and supply is dwindling. He even has a wait list for some types of specialty formula. Watch.
It's getting harder and harder. Most formula that we're trying to find, the more hard to get ones are hard to get, such as Enfamil AR, Enfamil, Gentlease, NeuroPro. So you have some certain mothers are looking for them because it's a struggle to get out there and try to find these formulas. They're going from one store to the next store to the next store.
And it's not just smaller independent pharmacies like where we are that are seeing this issue still, Stuart. Big retailers you can see here from CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, even Kroger, they confirmed to Fox Business they continue to limit purchases even now. Now, this latest inquiry from the House Oversight Committee that follows other inquiries that are still ongoing. The Department of Justice still has its ongoing criminal investigation into Abbott, as well as the FTC, SEC, and there are numerous lawsuits that have been filed against Abbott even as of now.
All right, we got it. Lydia Hu, thank you very much indeed.
Now, y'all, as we leave this story of a supply shortage due to contamination, we come upon a story of some people that got caught with, I think it was close to $30,000 worth of formula. Okay, let's get into this story.
But first at 10, it's already flying off store shelves, and investigators say thieves are making the shortage worse. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Russ Spencer.
I'm Courtney Bryant. Cartersville police put a stop to a group of thieves stealing baby formula. Officers say they were caught with hundreds of cans in their car.
And those cans are worth tens of thousands of dollars. Fox 5's Denise Dillon talked to investigators about where they were getting the formula and how they got caught.
Police say they stole formula from stores in Tennessee and across North Georgia. But when they came to this store, they got caught.
We estimated this to be just over $26,000 worth of baby formula.
You're looking at 674 cans of baby formula. Cartersville police say it had been stolen from Publix, Walmart, and Kroger stores in Tennessee and across North Georgia.
Athens, south towards Conyers.
Some of these cans are about $16 to $18. Others, like this one, cost more than $40 each. And since the formula shortage, have been difficult to find.
This particular brand, Nutramigen, it's specifically for any type of cow's milk allergy or an allergy related to dairy that a kid may have. So it's a pretty hot ticket item. And the fact that these are the ones being taken it's really upsetting to people because this is the one that as soon as it comes in on the shelves, it flies off.
When Cartersville police got a heads up from another agency about people in a Tahoe with Texas tags stealing baby formula, they set up in this parking lot. Soon, officers spotted the vehicle and caught two people leaving the Publix with backpacks full of baby formula. Police say in the Tahoe, there was plenty more.
And you could see bags just full of different types of baby formula.
Police arrested two brothers, Regulo Sanchez Romero and Mateo Sanchez Romero, as well as a 16-year-old girl. They did not tell investigators what they intended to do with all the formula.
You know, I'd like to hope they were taking it just to go give out to the needy, but I don't know that that's the case.
So what will happen to all that formula? Police say right now they don't know, but they're hoping once the case goes through the legal system, they'll be able to give it out to whoever needs it. In Cartersville, Denise Dillon.
I got instantly irritated when it was said that they don't know what they're going to do with the formula. First of all, the video, the news report, the officer see that it's a formula shortage, right? The formula was stolen. Yes, it's evidence. You've got to do it. It takes maybe a day. I'm making an assumption. Let's say a week to document every can, jot down the serial number, trace it back to the stores that it was bought from so that they can put in their shrinkage reports accurately, report it probably back to the USDA or WIC and things of that nature, lock down all that paperwork, and boom. Now, why not immediately take that formula once it's documented, gone through the proper channels to make sure it's accounted for, and go ahead and give it away? Why are you waiting? What are you waiting for? Why should it sit on a shelf and sit there for you guys to go through the judicial process and arrest, charge, put people in jail, set them free, or whatever it is you're going to do, when families that are in need could use that formula. It annoyed my spirit. Again, I'm a breastfeeding mother. I've never had to worry about formula with my last child. But had I been formula feeding like I was with my first 3, I would be in a complete panic right now. And you have over 600 plus cans that you're going to leave because it's evidence. If you don't pass that formula out, woo, child. Lastly, as we leave out the door, this girl here, child, a whole prison guard, correction officer, has been charged with 101 things because she decided she wants to be intimate and promote her intimacy on social media with prisoners and put it online. How are they not paid good? I don't know what they make. Why would you do this? Why would you do it on company time in your company outfit? And where the hell has that finger been? Huh? There's no telling how many holes and dips and crevices it's dug in, dug out, laid upon, squoze, squeezed it did. Disgusting. You risked income for your family. I don't know if she has children or not, but income in these precarious times. Okay, we don't know if we gonna have jobs or if your bank gonna be open or what, and you out here sucking on fingers. And multiple inmates, and people love to record themselves. Now, let me say this. I'm not against recording yourself. If you are in a trusted relationship with your man and you comfortable recording yourself, record yourself. People try to shame people for recording themselves. That is a grown adult thing that you do with someone you trust. And if you want to do it, but randomly doing it at your job with inmates, it's not a problem for me, because I'm going to go and find it on Pornhub and watch it, okay, and judge you. But it's a problem. This is your bread to the butter. You took an oath to protect people, and now you charged with abusing prisoners. Y'all, goodbye. Let's end this video right now.